I have no doubt, and there's 2 chapters in my book that look at this in detail, that the origins of all religions lie in altered states of consciousness, sometimes very far back in the past. Just to take the case of Christianity, let's consider the position of St. Paul on the Damascus Road and the extraordinary altered state of consciousness experience he has, the blinding light, which transforms and changes his life. I think what happens is that the initial impulse of a religion comes from direct experiences that extraordinary people have in altered states of consciousness, but very quickly, within 1 or 2 generations, the bureaucrats step in and start running the religion on a power trip in order to promote their own power in society. And those individuals who claim to be the sole intermediaries between us and the spirit world, who hijack that role, actually have no spiritual contact whatsoever.
Time evolves and comes to a place where it renews again. There is first a purification time, then there is renewal time. We are getting very close to this time now.
I get readings where they're saying what my future is 7 years in the future. In the same reading, they're saying what's going to happen after 2012, that we're going to have this world 100 times more harmonious than what we're living in now. This is a world in which you can levitate yourself, you can manifest instant healing, instant telepathic communication, nobody can keep a secret. It's totally harmonious because there's no secrets. We're all, you can fly. It's ascension. It's Jesus in John 14:12 said, "As I do these things, so shall you do them and greater things."
If time is to virtually end by 2012, Terence, where would you see the invention of time machine, a time machine, the first time machine, between now and then?
Well, I don't think it's between now and then. Actually, I think it's then.
And we mentioned earlier, many people are looking at the anomalies of what are happening, of what is happening on our planet, physically, culturally, in terms of civilization. Everyone knows something's up. This isn't business as usual. Something big is on the horizon. Almost universally, the texts, the traditions, the prophecies, and I know you've had people on the show talking about this, they describe some very frightening scenarios, and if you take the time to look closely, they always give an alternative. And for those listeners that study the Bible code, and I know you've talked about that on the program as well, some of the most frightening predictions in a 3,000-year-old map of what is believed to be a map of the quantum possibilities of our future in the Bible code, some of those most frightening predictions of global war and Holocaust, those are the words that are used. Right below those predictions, George, there's a phrase that not many people talk about, and I don't know why. But that phrase asks the question, when it shares those frightening possibilities, the phrase says, will you change it? Will you change it? I get goosebumps just saying that.